fire. That was the only word Nkechi could think of as the woman in her salon chair let out a sharp cry, grabbing her burning scalp. The relaxant Nkechi had just applied, her special one, the one that brought customers back faster. Because of the irritation, was doing exactly what she knew it would do. But this time, something was different. The woman's face twisted, her fingers shook, and her voice trembled as she whispered, "My head, it feels like it's on fire." Nkechi froze. Her heart began to pound so loudly she thought the whole salon could hear it. She had seen discomfort before, but this reaction, this level of pain, was nothing she had seen in her shop at Surulere. And standing by the doorway was another customer, watching carefully, her eyes narrowing as if she knew something wasn't right. Nkechi's palms grew sweaty. The burning smell rising from the woman's hair mixed with fear in the air. The other customer took one slow step closer, her gaze fixed on the bowl of relaxer on the table. And then she asked, in a calm voice that made Nkechi's chest tighten, "Madam Nkechi, what exactly did you put on her hair?" Before Nkechi could answer, the woman in the chair screamed again. And that was the moment Nkechi knew everything she had built was about to crumble. But how did it all get to this point? To understand that, we have to go back to where it began, before the fear, before the secrets, before the lies. Back when Nkechi was still an apprentice in Ikeja, sweeping hair off the floor of Madam Edina's famous salon. Back then, she was just a girl with a small dream and a big heart, always smiling, always eager to help, always believing that kindness would take her far. She used to stay late after closing, practicing on old mannequin heads, whispering to herself, "Someday, I have my own place." But Madam Edina, the mentor Nkechi loved like an aunt, didn't see her future the same way. Whenever Nkechi begged to learn something new, Madam Edina would shrug her off. "You're not ready," she would say, even when Nkechi worked harder than all the other apprentices. It hurt, but Nkechi kept going, reminding herself that patience was part of the journey. Until one day, everything changed. Madam Edina announced she was promoting another girl, someone who barely came on time and didn't care much for customers. Nkechi felt like something inside her cracked. She felt betrayed. She felt small. She felt unwanted. And when she gathered the courage to ask why, Madam Edina only said, "You're too soft. You care too much. Business needs a stronger hand." That night, Nkechi cried on her way home, the Lagos traffic blurring through her tears. She kept hearing those words, "too soft." She had always believed kindness mattered. But suddenly, it felt like weakness. So she made a decision that would change her life. She saved every naira she could find, borrowed from friends, sold her small gold chain, and opened a tiny salon in Surulere. It wasn't much, just 2 chairs, 1 mirror, and a dream, but it was hers. At first, business was slow. Too slow. Days went by with no customers. Weeks passed, and the rent deadline crept closer. Nkechi felt fear nibbling at her confidence. She needed something. Anything to make customers return. And then she heard someone whisper about a very strong relaxer that made hair appear straighter for longer, but also caused tingling, itching, and sometimes burning. Something inside her hesitated. But another part, the part that remembered Madam Edina's words, said, "Do what you must." That was the day Nkechi crossed the line. She never thought she would. But she didn't know the line would come back for her. And it would start with the woman screaming in her salon chair.